Welcome. My name is Dreyer, and this video is a continuation of my films on the Smiling Chi version of Acutouch. In this video, I will explore how to use Wellpoints to help balance the chi of your body when you're going through acute physical to emotional concerns. Acute is anything that comes on rather quickly, strongly, and is of short duration, like anywhere from a few hours to a few days to a few weeks. Anything beyond that is starting to get into chronic, and we need to start using other points for chronic conditions. Now, I'm sure you've seen people do things with their hands and fingers, you know, to biting their nails or sucking their thumbs. Heck, you may have done some of these things yourself. You may still be doing some of them, who knows? But the thing is that these things are done on an instinctive level. With Acutouch, you can purposely use your fingers or toes to help balance the chi of your body when you're going through acute physical to emotional concerns, or just to help calm yourself. On our fingers and toes are Acupoints classified with the name Wellpoints. They're Wellpoints. And they are found on either side of the back end edge of our fingernails, but on the fleshy side. Some people squeeze them for a quick stimulation, or they hold them for a more thorough stimulation of those points. And this is true of all Wellpoints except for one, because there always has to be someone that's different. So that Wellpoint is found on the bottom of the foot. And it's the only Acupoint found on the bottom of the foot, so you just learnt all the Acupoints on the bottom of the foot. Pretty easy, huh? Because Wellpoints are calming and helps with acute physical to emotional issues, they get used for a variety of things, from anxiety attacks to fear to anger to headaches, cravings, insomnia, PMS, asthma, allergies, colds and flus, muscle and tendon soreness. The list could go on and on. They have this strong action on acute conditions because they help rid the body, the respected meridians and organs, of external pathogenic factors like too much heat, it's hot out, to too much cold, to too much damp. They also help with any stagnation or blockages and pain in the body, because stagnation and blockages help cause pain. So they do this before those things go deep in the body. Once they go deep in the body, then you're dealing with chronic conditions, and chronic conditions require other points besides Wellpoints. And this is true, except that it's not always true. For instance, they've done a lot of clinical trials, and they've found that Wellpoints also help with dementia, Alzheimer's, even brain damage. So there you go. Wellpoints also get used for people who have fainted. Someone faints, they might start pressing, along the back ends of the fingernails to try to help revive someone. What does this revival do? How does it do that? It helps bring people back into their bodies and helps open their senses, helps bring them back into their senses. Very nice, huh? And the same action is actually helpful for those who are reliving past traumatic experiences, because it brings them back into their bodies and brings them back into the senses, and your body and senses are always in the present moment. So it shifts you out of ruminating about the past. You're in the present now. Very useful psychological tool. Because of their versatility, Wellpoints can be used in any number of scenarios. And I'll give you some examples. For instance, at the beginning of an Acutouch session, you might want to hold some of the Wellpoints just to clear things out, so you can get in and do more deeper work. Or maybe emotions come up, or you purposely bring things up in the session and you want to get rid of it before you end the session. Wellpoints would be a good place to start, or end. So some people might do it at the beginning and end of session, depending on how the session works out. And you'll get a feel for this. You have to judge things on how much time you have, what does it feel like I need to do. And you'll eventually get an intuition about, oh, it's time to hold my fingers. I like doing them first thing in the morning. It helps wake me up because the points help stimulate the brain. Some people do it at the end of the day because they got all this crud from the day. Oh gosh, it was so horrible, traffic, work, blah blah blah. So you do it at the end of the day to help have a nice relaxing evening. And specifically, you want, it can get used before bed, so you have a nice relaxful sleep. Or while you're sitting in bed falling asleep, you can hold your fingers. Someone might use it at the beginning or end of their meditation. Do it at the beginning of the meditation to help clear things so you can get into the zone faster, more efficiently. Or you might do it at the end of a session because things came up and you want to clear that out. Or you're done with the session, you want to hold your fingers so you can come back into your body, back into your senses, and not be all spacey. I've known people to get in car accidents after they've gone someplace and meditated with a group, and they get in their car and because they're not awake, they're not back in their bodies yet. So it can be a very useful tool. And then the other suggestion I would have was after doing some physical activity. Let's say you garden and you haven't gardened in a while and your body's out of shape and now you're in a lot of pain. Well, holding your Wellpoints can help with that. Or you've gone for a long hike and you're camping somewhere and you're all achy and sore from that, hold your Wellpoints. Or after jogging or any sort of workout, it can help with not feeling as sore and uncomfortable after doing something physical. These are useful, empowering tools. It's better than sitting there and going, I don't feel good, because now you can go, I don't feel good, but I can hold my fingers, and oh, I feel a little bit better now. To work with Wellpoints, you only have to realize that you're not feeling well, or you haven't been that day, and then you start holding your fingers. Now, I would do a self-inventory as a beginner. It's a great learning tool to become aware of what's happening. So from a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the most, I can't deal with things, you judge yourself. So let's say you're 11. You're above the scales. Okay, start holding your fingers. You hold one until you feel it pulsating. Then you hold the next, and the next, and the next. And eventually you got all 5 fingers of one hand you've held and you got them pulsating. Okay, let's do another self-inventory. You were 11, now you're at a 7. Not bad. Can we do better? Maybe. So let's hold the fingers of the other hand. Get them pulsating. Now where are you? Oh wow, I'm at a 4 now. Gosh, that's livable. I can deal with that. And that may be all the better you get. But still, that's better than 11, right? And you might want to experiment. It is possible sometimes to get rid of all the discomfort. Sometimes it's not. You won't know unless you experiment. So if you have more time on your hands, you got your toes to play with. So you might need to cross your ankle over your knee and grab your toes, if you can. Or maybe you have a friend that can hold your toes for you. Some people have friends like that. Otherwise, you might place one foot over your toes and see if that does anything for you. But if none of those scenarios work, that's fine. You have 10 digits here. You've got 2 hands worth of fingers. They will do a lot for you. Work them, learn to work them really well, and know that as you follow my videos, I will be showing you other points that you can reach. Okay? Now, sometimes you're in a rush and you don't want to hold each finger by itself, so I would suggest holding groups of fingers, like the index and thumb are paired meridians. They go well together, so hold them till you feel them pulsating. And then you got pinky, ring, and middle finger. They all are related. Hold them until they pulsate. And then in 2 holds, you've done 5 fingers. But if you have more time, luxuriate on each finger by itself. And see if there's a difference for you. You know, experiment. See what works, what doesn't work for you. Design this around what you like. Okay? And the last thing before I get into the review I want to bring up is don't do energy work after eating a big meal. It's not a good idea because all your blood and chi is going to do something major, digest your food. You know, do the rule of thumb with the swimming thing, you know, wait an hour after a big meal and you'll have more at your disposal and you won't be trying to do 2 major things at once. And the only exception I would make to that is if I actually had digestive problems from eating too much or eating the wrong foods, then you might want to do some energy work. Okay, let's get into the review. In review, the Wellpoints are found on the fingers and toes, except for the one found on the bottom of the foot, okay, the kidney one. They help calm, and yet they also help with acute conditions. They help people who have fainted. Helps bring them back to their bodies. Bring them back. Okay? They help people who are reliving past traumatic experiences because it helps bring them back to their body, bring them back to their senses, bring them back into the present moment. It helps clear blockages, stagnation, heat, pain from the respected organs and meridians. And it gets rid of pain because the stagnation causes heat and pain, so it gets things moving. It's not a good idea to do energy work after a large meal. Okay? Try using these points in different scenarios. This is how you'll learn about them, see what they're good for. The trick is to remember to use them. It's like, oh, I should have used those points. Yeah, that can help with physical and emotional concerns, so see how they work for you. This has been an exploration and introduction to how to adjust the chi of your body with your extremities, your fingers and toes. My next video will teach you how to adjust the chi of your body for physical and emotional discomfort from this core center line of your body. So it'll just be the total opposite, yin, yang to yin. Okay, this will help with more chronic issues and it will also help with acute issues. So I hope to see you in my next video.